Rudolf Amenga-Etego, a passionate champion of the disempowered, has brought international attention to the issue of public access to clean water in Ghana. Founder of the National Coalition Against the Privatization of Water, he's successfully campaigned to suspend a major water privatization project backed by the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund.
When water gets into private hands and is managed as a business enterprise, there are two things that happen immediately. One is the fact that they will raise prices to be able to make their profit. Government no longer has the opportunity to cross-subsidize water for the poor because every citizen is now reduced to a consumer.
The majority of the people live on 65 US cents a day. To privatize water is to say that all of these teeming populations should really die of thirst.
The battle to control water is an increasingly important worldwide issue, and Rudolf has taken his activism and expertise about water privatization to environmental forums around the world.
In Ghana, it has been established by the Ministry of Health that 70% of all diseases are water-related. Of particular significance is cholera, typhoid, and guinea worm. So having safe water for everybody is critical to have a healthy population.
Most Ghanaians are impacted on a very profound level by the need for water and the sacrifices they must make to get it.
I have to collect water for my family 5 times a day. And I'll collect the water from morning to noon. And sometimes it delays me from going to school.
Piping clean water to households is a necessity to free women and children to allow them to be more productive and most useful to their communities.
In 2001, the Ghanaian government raised water rates by 95% to help pay off its debt to the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Both institutions have since offered to loan Ghana $400 million to rebuild its public water system if the government abandons water subsidies for the poor and sells water at full market rate. They've set the stage for the transnational corporations to bid on Ghana's water operations. The cost to the average citizen, however, is untenable.
The World Bank policy is aimed at creating markets for multinational corporations dealing in water. And those corporations are not charities. They are in for the profit.
What we see in Africa is governments, because they are so beholden to the World Bank and IMF, are very fast losing their independence in taking decisions that affect their own citizens.
All of these issues related to water privatization have very far-reaching effects.
The government started discussing about privatization.
Thanks to Rudolph's efforts, women's groups, teachers, trade union members, public health workers, and students are becoming a powerful political force against water privatization.
For the past 3 years, there has been a grand swell of resistance to the privatization. And you will see that expressed when you go into the communities and encounter what we call the local action committees.
By engaging in that advocacy work, they have brought the question of water to a very high level on the agenda of social issues. They have also contributed to the democratic process by getting so many people to be involved in discussing a question which is really life and death, water.
How are you?
In northern Ghana, the town of Savulagu is in partnership with the Ghana Water Company, a public entity supplying bulk water to this community. The town does its own distribution, billing, and basic repairs, and the people receive safe, affordable water.
It's like the living demonstration of a public partnership.
Rudolf plans to replicate the Savulagu model throughout Ghana, establishing a center for community initiatives that will help to empower other communities to manage their own water.
Water is meant for human consumption. It's for communities. So if those for whose benefits are involved, then you ensure ownership. You also ensure that the issues of governance are addressed because you bring management and accountability to the doorsteps of the people. And it helps promote grassroots democracy. But what is more democratic than involving people in managing their own lives?
2 years of organizing efforts paid off in 2003 when the Ghanaian government bowed to pressure and agreed to suspend the water privatization project. It was an important democratic victory for the Ghanaian people and for the future of their country's development.
The fact that privatization was stopped was a very exciting moment for all of us, but it was also a signal to us that there's a lot we can do together, and as a people. We can only fight back and seek a more equitable world.
For outstanding environmental achievement in Africa, the 2004 Goldman Environmental Prize is awarded to Rudolf Amenga-Etego, Accra, Ghana.